Oh God, I'm vlogging so late in the day. I think I'd be going to a football practice on a Thursday, but no. I found a new game. One of those. I was taking like a mental rest day. I had a triple E yesterday, which Aaron will kind of smirk when I say an emotional excitation event. He's just like nodding his head like, oh, damn it. You weren't doing a lot of puns, but after 3 years of the relationship, now it's snowballing and I can't stop it. But yeah, but then I did a lot of strength training stuff, used a lot of my new bands. Figured out I should probably use the broom handle. Like, I don't really want to take the tip off of it. But I think I could probably put the bands over it and use it as a press-up, push-up thing, as a chest press, rather than trying to get it shimmied in under my armpits in here. Yeah, it was feeling a little awkward, but saw Sophie on outside his gym. Like, they have an outdoor gym, but he works there. I don't know how it's working, but he's like 23, so he's exempt from about everything because he's exempt. But he's not. Like, Jan is, in Hilversum, is starting work at the gym because he's no longer a butler. Hotels have been down for a while, and so yeah, he wanted to go work at the gym that he'd been going to for many, many years. And so he is, and I'm like, dude, gyms aren't open yet. He goes, but when they do, we'll be ready. And I'm like, okay, cool. And Sophion works at a gym, and so I'm going to find out through Instagram when the gyms open up. Exactly. Because Jan's going to be like, come on down to, it wasn't Life City Hill or something, whatever it is. And Sophion's like, we're opening back up here in Utrecht. And I'm just like, cool, I'm going to set up a map thing for my gym because I still have the Sportivity app. And I just haven't been logging in to check whether or not they have slots open because if DutchNews.nl put down the thing that it was just like, hey, yeah, the gyms are going to be opening up as of this date, that day, probably the day before, I'm going to be checking to see if I can get a nice thing put in. Oh, man, that kid kind of biffed it. He didn't actually like biff it, but he went up a ramp and the skateboard went up without him, and he just sort of like landed on and kind of slowly,
Did that slow collapse?
Yeah, he like landed sideways and slid down onto his hips and then just sort of sat there, and I was just like, we ain't gonna paint you, boy. Paint me like one of your little French girls that like laying off to the side. Like, I was like, dude, did you mean to do that? Was it on RuPaul's where that drag queen slipped and fell and then spun around and just kind of, yep, I meant to do that.
Probably.
So yeah, I'm gonna go outside before it just looks like it's gonna rain here in like half a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. Bowen alarm would tell me anything. Yeah, it's dry. Okay, it might hail at 5. I think that's what that icon is. What is that?
Hail.
I think
that's hail.
It might hail at 5 o'clock, but that's it. Light rain. What's that mean? Then we check Bowen Rodder because they actually have much more of a radar-esque. There's like nothing. I guess they say it's a 10% because if it hails, we'd like to say that we said something about it. That's pretty much what a 10% chance of anything means when it comes down to meteorology. Yeah. Wink, wink. In case you're ever watching a weather report, guys, that's what a 10% chance means. It means we'd like to say we said something, but really don't expect it. But if you do see it, we told you so. 10% chance of rain means we are covering our ass. 10% chance of hail, we're covering our ass. It's similar to expect lightning. It didn't happen. Well, it's lightning. We can't really predict it. But be ready for it. Well, that was interesting to come outside the apartment, man. Well, bam! Looks like they're taking the structural stuff off the side of the building right there, which is great, because that means they're done with the walls and stuff, I guess? I don't know. Plastic bottles, garbage, and then the non-static bottles. I mean, the building looks super nice. I just find it weird that oh, I know there are. That these are, it's like, we'll see here. I was like, there's no balconies on the other side. No, there is balconies on the other side. You're just blind. Because you were looking at it from a direct angle that made it look squared off. But nope, they're there. Okay, and then that building there is exactly the same. And I think this one in the center is of the same company. It's just going to be tall. So these three buildings are same company. I mean, there's mine back there. There's the stair-steppy ones. Holy shit. I'm getting sprinkled on. Am I gonna get hailed on? I know it did take a while for me to get out here. I had to make sure that I had all the bottles and all that stuff. Please don't hail on me. I'm fine with rain. I'm from the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. What's funny is I actually, I moved from the Pacific Northwest to what could possibly be considered the Atlantic Northwest. To be fair, that's probably more exactly Ireland and Scotland, but, you know, I think that's going to be a park, or at least a playground of sorts. So the Fitbit was actually tracking my squats as like steps. Thankfully, I wound up getting 250 steps in while I didn't even really leave the same spot. I mean, it's not a smart thing. It's a smart device, but that's only because it uses Bluetooth. But yeah, apparently like various other things. Oh. Electric charging station right here. God, keep turning right there. But yeah, so I have false steps today, so I'm like, let's at least go for a walk. At least like a half an hour solid contained walk, because yesterday, yesterday I went over the bridge and I did a little bit of a jog, and you know, up the bridge. Good. Jog upstairs. It's always good for explosivity. Again, that's what I was thinking about going and doing at Rietland Park. Still may do it at least once a week. Those are tall ass stairs. But I won't be able to really film it because it's a major thing. And in order to get myself going up the entire stairs, I'm going to need to abandon the camera. I mean, maybe Aaron could come. I could run the stairs. But then again, why don't I just run the escalator at Weisselgracht? Done that numerous times. Damn near passed out at the top the second time. Holy shit. That's a four-story escalator there, folks, and I just ran up it. Skipping steps, nonetheless. Because if you're running upstairs, you might as well skip steps. And this, folks, is why we don't call it a canal, but a slocha. It even smells bad, too. So here's the little gym I was talking about yesterday where the kids use it as monkey bars, but I mean, it's functional, and they're actually all the same. But they've got rings, and you know, I wonder if I could use these very well for stuff. For like putting the bands over it and like assisted pull-ups, for instance. Put my foot in it and put that right down there. So I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Because Yeah, see, I could definitely do that. Owie. I'm gonna need some gloves because that's super cold. Holy shit, that's cold. Holy shit, that was cold. Oh God. But yeah, like I could definitely bring out the bands and do some stuff here if this thing isn't too terribly taken up. Got the pull-up bar there, that there. And then this can actually be utilized for, you got water on you. What the hell? It's gonna be a fun camera when practice starts back up. But yeah, like I could utilize this thing, weave the bands through and do pulls. I could already relatively do those because I can just bend over, but then I don't have to worry about bending over. Anyways, back to full-on walk. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. These little gyms are some places. I don't know whether or not they can get those in at multiple places or if they just physically don't have many of them. But in older parts, I've seen it some places, but it's not everywhere. There's like actual like concrete stuff that is put down for, you know, nothing has weights. It's all just sort of counterbalance body weight stuff. Well, this is a cute little garden. It's Zeeburgertown. I mean, the gate's open, but I'm not gonna like traipse around in here. I've seen it before, and I've showed it off before. It's really cute, but I've never actually been inside. I mean, if the wind weren't blowing too terribly hard, I could sit down there and be like, hey, what's going on? Everything's fun. Yeah, see, the field's over there. It's turf. I've actually checked it out pretty easily. I could definitely use my cleats on that. I could definitely clean my cleats on it, if you know what I mean. Like, got the little stone steps here. We got soil. Quartzite. You can just tell. I've seen enough of it. It's weird that it's here, but you know, I wonder which formation it's from. I'm getting distracted on geology. And then got these little steps here, and see, there's a little gnome in there, and everyone's got their own. Looks like they got their own little plot or something. I don't know how to sign up for any of this. I'm not even a gardener. I have like a death thumb. It's not even green, it's not brown, it's not even really black. It's just literally I touch it and it dies. So yeah, yesterday, before I went on my walk, it was like the fog rolled in real quick. The sun dipped down just far enough and the fog rolled in. But like, I was talking with Aaron before I was about ready to head out and go for a walk, and I just went, holy shit. Actually, I said ship, but it's just like, I try to censor myself a little bit. So I was like, holy shit. Like I was intending to, anyways. And there was a boat actually coming by here. We could see it from the apartment. And it was carrying the pylons for a wind turbine or something. And I guess to put a little bit of a suffix on yesterday, an addendum, an addition, I guess, about novelty. That it doesn't have to be large things. It doesn't have to be a cruise around the Greek Isles for 7 days and then finally winding up back at Venice. That was great. That was wholly new. That is experiences to last years and various other things. And to many people watching this channel, you're getting a lot of new things. But even in your day-to-day life, there's still new things. Small new things. Like, I lived on this island since basically June. You know, it's been the length of childbirth almost, and I'd never actually walked inside that little garden. That gym was actually only placed in like September. It was shortly after the skate park actually opened up. But I didn't worry about it because our gyms were actually open. I was going to the gym. In fact, I was going to practices at the time. But that's the thing. Like, it's not all about grandiose new experiences. You don't have to have a wonderful experience every day. I was watching a YouTube video about Tom Holland being a dork on TikToks. Just a compilation. I don't actually have the TikTok app. I literally have no idea what I would do with it, other than, yeah, I'm just not that kind of person. I'm a conversational person, not a hey, what's up, sort of thing. Are you okay there, tripod? But anyways, yeah. But that's what my therapist and I have been talking about. Novelty, getting something new. And yeah, I pulled up the phone. It is 4:50 right now, and I just got Matt's comment concerning novelty. It's the spice of life. Read more. Struggle to find novelty during this pandemic has been a challenge. That's why I watch your videos. They're not all the same, and it's refreshing. It's true. But like I also said yesterday, I can't necessarily provide grandiose new things. But look, Zeeburger Town. I mean, you also get to hear Pacific Northwest folks speaking to Dutch, who can also weirdly affect a southern accent that's not even anywhere close to real. But it is super weird when I went to go visit my parents-in-law that when I came back, Mitchell was like, oh, your American accent came back a little bit more. I'm like, what do you talking about? I didn't even go home. I went to Georgia. What do you think is my American accent? I mean, technically I do have one, but it's sort of like, what? And I kept asking people, what's my American accent? They're like, I don't know. I just know that you're an American by how you talk. I'm like, ha! I don't know what that means. Like, I understand that I say y'all a lot. Y'all, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit, sort of thing. And it just gets weird. There's like 2 boats. Oh, there's a 3rd one too. I wonder if I can get to the locks in time. I literally have my hand all cricked around backwards. Yeah, we got that boat. Got one over there. And then I'm walking into the wind. Hello, look at that air. Oh yeah. Folks in the chat today were like, hey, yeah, we're gonna try to get some practices going. What the hell? Like, our top receivers can't even go. Kevin and Thomas are both, okay, Kevin's like 29. He is almost 30, but he's well over 27. And like, so what, we're gonna have like, I don't even know if Mess can go. I think he's 26. Maybe he's 24. I don't know. I mean, it's still under 27, but come on. But like, Thomas is early 30s, something like that. And I know George is up there too. Tyler's in his mid-30s. Like I said, none of our linebackers, none of our D-line can technically go. Unless we have some crazy weird rules that we can actually do, according to Jermaine Hilversum. I guess. I mean, there could be something in the rules. I mean, we're outdoors. I don't know. Like, everyone's trying to see if they can make it work. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I really do want to go back to practices. I want to talk to people. I want to, like, vlog Frank. I don't want him to be like the the off-screen TV husband. Frank is not my husband, but it's that general idea where I constantly am talking about Frank, and I bring up stuff that Frank says, and I talk about Frank as if he's a real person, but nobody knows who the fuck he is. And I'm like, I want to get Frank on camera. I want you guys to meet Frank. Frank, whatever. I'm on the part that, see, I'm at the boats in here. There's a big one at the end. I just figured I'd suffix that because I got here just in time before they opened up this section to let them out that way. I'm just gonna make my walk. I'm gonna go across all the locks. I'm gonna go over to the bridge. I'm gonna walk back home. I could probably do a little bit of a jog somewhere, but I got the camera with me. See what I mean? Usually when I go for a jog, I don't take the camera so I can have both hands free. Hey, sort of thing. Plus it's like you can't really figure out whether or not you're gonna be able to a solid jog on the locks because you never know when they're gonna open, when the boats are gonna come through. What? Oh, they are slightly open down there. It is higher on that side. I'd just never seen the flow before. See, like this one's closed too, but it's like swirling right there. I just never seen that flow before. And that's the fish part, so the fish can get through. The general idea is so that there isn't much backflow. And that all of that doesn't drain out into the ocean super fast. They need to keep that at a set level. The Netherlands loves it's. I mean, if you understand the Zouderzee Works or whatever like that, it's an old bell. Who staat hier? Yeah. Wandelen, fietsenroute, Oranje Sluizen. I'm gonna see if I can jog across the rest of this thing, or maybe up the bridge or upstairs or something. Get a little bit of exercise in. I understand walking's cool, but at least jog up the stairs. Gotta keep that explosivity with the glutes.